What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Damn You Wild podcast. I'm your man, Vinny Mack. And of course, this episode is brought to you by Macland World. So here we are, episode 2, man. And, I was thinking about some of the wild shit that I've been through. And this one girl stood out to me. It's crazy, man, how the whole situation was. Working in these nightclubs, man, you just meet so many different kinds of people, so many different backgrounds, all that shit. So I'm gonna tell y'all about this one, man. Let me see. I won't say her name. Let's call her Sabrina. All right. So, Sabrina, Puerto Rican girl from Jersey, right across the bridge, I believe. And I met Sabrina at this one nightclub I was at in Philly, doing security, on some hating ass shit. I will say, like, that's a lesson learned. Don't block your brother. You know what I mean? I was working with my homie. Everybody know him. That's from town, Norristown. Shout out to Norristown, PA. Me and my man, I'm standing at the bar, VIP entrance, and it's at the end of the night. And he comes over to me, talking to me or whatever. And two of these girls walk up to us, right? So I'm looking at them. I'm like, damn, it's two of them, two of us, right? So my man, he gets to rap it with them. The one, I'm looking at her like, damn, she pretty as shit. She remind me of Gina from Martin. She had that look to her, big ass head, everything. But anyway, she was still kind of cute to me. But she was, I ain't gonna say kind of cute. So my brother, he like, yo, man, we work here, this, that, and the third. If y'all want to come, we get y'all in, on our list. And I didn't care because they was females, man. When I was doing this club shit, I was like, I ain't letting no niggas in on my guest list. You feel me? I ain't give a fuck. Like my homies, like they was coming so much that the other security just knew them, so they got in. But if I ain't know you, I wasn't putting you on my guest list. I don't give a fuck how cool you thought you was with me. So, he's getting her number, and she's like, she says, give me your number, matter of fact. And he put his number in her phone, but he didn't save it. And then he gave it to me, and then I erased a digit off of his. So instead of him having 10 digits, he only had 9, and the phone wouldn't work. So I put my number in that motherfucker, saved both of them, saved his 9 digits, saved my number as a whole, and kept it moving. So shorty called me that night, actually, when I got home, which was crazy as shit, because I had a girl, you know what I'm saying, and I was laid up with my girl at the time. Well, she wasn't even my girl. I ain't gonna say that. Let me not lie and say that. But anyway, I was laid up with another woman at the time, and she called me on the phone. I answered it because I didn't know who number it was, and I thought it might have been one of my security homies or whatever, because it was like 4 in the morning, and they was still at the club after hours. So me and her, we start talking. We start calling each other, because we was going to probably make something out of it, because we was talking so heavy. And I'm talking about like friendship. If anything, it was just going to be a friendship. So some time go by. I want to say like a week, and I told her I wanted her to come through, come kick it with me. I'm gonna pick her up, so on and so forth. But at this time, man, I was so, like, I was just a young motherfucker in the 20s. You know what I'm saying? Wild and free spirit, just doing shit off the whim, all that, right? So the time comes for me. We planning this shit out. So the day that we planning this out, I'll never forget, because this is when I found out that she was handicapped, and it blew my mind. But I just didn't. I said, man, listen, we sitting there watching Well, I'm in my house. She's in her crib in Jersey. We on the phone with each other. I'm on my computer doing something. I turn around, look at my TV, and there's this movie called The Ringer on TV. It might have been the trailer, or I don't know, but I just remember hearing about this movie, and Johnny Knoxville is playing handicap so he can get close to a girl in the fucking movie. So I laugh at like a scene that was on TV. She asked me what I was laughing at, and I told her. I said, this motherfucker is playing handicap and this, that, and the third, and I laughed once more. So she was offended by that, and she's like, don't laugh, I'm handicapped. I said, handicapped how? You know what I mean? And when I seen her, if she'd have told me like she had a fake leg or something, I'd have been like, okay. I wouldn't have known because you had on paint. But Shorty told me she had a little arm. And I was like, you got a little arm? She said, yeah, I have a little arm. I said, like, what you mean, little arm? And she said, you ever seen the Scary Movie with the dude with the little hand? And I was like, no, I ain't never see that. So she told me to look it up. I looked the shit up, and I said, what? I said, your shit look like that? Just like that. You know what I mean? She was like, nah, but it's like, it's they making fun of it. So I said, all right. Described it, and she was telling me, and this, that, and the third. She tried to send me a picture, but the picture was like fucking blurry, and I just was like, all right, whatever. This all was on my mind as we was talking, because I said, I seen you in the club. You had on one of them like cami shirts, and I seen both your arms. She said, well, I hide it a lot. I was like, how? Like, you didn't even have your arms crossed, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man, but this bitch, and I call her a bitch because y'all gonna hear at the end of this shit why I call her a bitch. But she fucking tells me about the arm thing, and I'm just not believing her. Like I said, I tell her I seen her in the club, even with the light when it came on, just to make sure, you know, them ugly lights, they reveal everything when the lights come on. So yeah, I didn't see the motherfucking arm. So maybe another week or two goes by, and we planning for her to come kick it for like a weekend or something. So I asked my grandma, right, the night of. So we gonna get to that point, right? The night of, I'm like, yo, grandma, can I use your van, your minivan? She's like, I don't care. You know, I was in my young 20s. You feel me? So fuck with me on this. So she like, it ain't no seats in the back. I didn't plan necessarily the right way. I'm always last minute with shit. So my homie, he came through for me in the clutch. Shout out to him, because the van didn't have no seats in the back. Like, it was 2 rows of seats. They weren't there. Instead, it was like 2 rusty pipes, you know what I mean, in the passenger seat. So I called my homie, and I'm like, yo, I need you, bruh. I need a favor. I need you to rock out with me and go to Jersey so I can pick Shorty up, right? And he's like, all right, I got you. Just, you know. So he's like, hold on, let me, you know, do my thing, whatever. So I went to go pick him up, but the minivan, like I said, only had a passenger seat and some pipes in the back. So, you know, him, I seen him turn and look, but he didn't question me about it, you know. But when we got almost to Jersey, I had asked him already, like, yo, where's the way I could take to avoid tolls? Because I had only brought a certain amount of money on me, and I just was wary of tolls. And, you know, when you ask people to use their vehicles and shit, if you ever had to do it, you know, you wanted to make sure you put enough gas back in that motherfucker, or you might have had to gas it up. So I had to put gas in it, and it was a gas guzzler, so I had to put gas in it coming back also. I ran short on the bread, and I asked him, you know, if he could help me out with the tolls and shit, since the way he told me to go, fucking, I had to pay tolls for it. So we get to Cherry Hill. I want to say it was Cherry Hill, and I pull up on Shorty, right? She say she coming out, I'm coming outside or whatever. All right, cool. So my homie already irritated. You know what I mean? I understand why I fucked up, and I I'm accountable for all my wrongdoings. And I told him, I said, yo, my bad, dog. Like, I just wasn't thinking. It was the only opportunity that I had to come get her. I'm just like trying to placate this motherfucker. So he shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So he turns and looks at me and he says, Vinny, where the fuck am I going to sit? If she's sitting up front, where am I going to sit? And I was like, oh shit, bruh, you gonna have to sit. He said, I'm not sitting in the fucking back with some rusty fucking pipes. Yo, make her sit back there. And I fucking was like, come on, man. Like, bro, help me out. Just please. I'll forever be in debt. Just help me out on this one. And he was fucking snapping. Like, hey, my homie, man, yo, shout out to him. This motherfucker, he like 6'4", 6'5", big motherfucking fat nigga. You know what I mean? No disrespect, but you know it. Hey, man, so he's still sitting up front, right? And Shorty come outside. And I'm trying to see, like, amongst all this shit that he's talking and all that, I'm looking at her to see where the fuck this little arm was. She had both of her, she had like a backpack on, and she fucking came out, but her hands were in her pocket. She was wearing a pea coat, right? And I'm looking like, man, where the fuck is his arm? I wish this nigga shut the fuck up. Looking at the arm, shut the fuck up. I'm just going back and forth in my mind about both of these little incidents. So I get out, and I'm like, hey, man, I apologize for the way the vehicle looked. But she didn't give a fuck. She said, you know what I'm saying? She was like, shit, I know buckets, it's all good. And it was a bucket, so I ain't really take it personal. She acknowledged it though. So I'm like, yo, bro, I need you to hop in the back seat because we about to bounce. Oh man, that motherfucker threw the biggest fit, and I don't blame him. But I needed her to sit up front. On the way back, I put gas. I said, fuck, I need to put this much gas to get all the way back to where I live at. So I'm like, homie, can you please help me out with the tolls, bro? I gotta put motherfucking gas in here, and we not gonna be able to get back through Philly or back to PA, you know what I'm saying, without the bread, unless you know another way. I asked her, she didn't know. So he's mad as shit again because now all he got is enough for the toll. I don't blame him, like I said. I was ill prepared, so that's my fault. It's a lot of those in this in regarding that, the way we got back. So I'm driving back. I'm looking at her, talking to her. We laughing and shit. I turn around. The homie got his head down, but he's sitting up. And I hit like a few bumps, and the motherfucking pipes is rolling the fuck around, and he's yelling, and I'm like trying not to laugh, but this shit was so funny. Shorty laughing. I'm telling you, like, I know I was in the wrong, man, but I paid him back tenfold ever since then, but yeah, so we finally get back to the spot. I dropped the homie off. He apologized to her for being mad and bitching and this, that, and the third. But he was like, yo, I like you and this, that, and the third. You cool as shit. I'm glad my brother fuck with you. He didn't remember who the fuck she was until I told him this shit so many years later. But he took a picture of her, right? And so I go back to the spot with Sabrina, and we just chilling, you know what I'm saying? I got me a Black and Mild. I freaked my Black and Milds and shit at the time I was smoking. And she takes her jacket off. She takes her clothes out. But I'm like trying to watch what the fuck she's doing, but I still don't see the arm, I don't see the hand, none of that shit, right? So I'm like, alright, go downstairs, whatever, come back up. Now she done switched out of her shit so fast Like she had on like some pajamas or whatever. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? It didn't dawn on me about anything. You know, she was trying to be real fast with the arm change and this, that, and the third. So she's folding her clothes now when I come back. And I'm looking like, I'm still trying to look. Fuck it. I give up. You know what I mean? So she's like, yo, you want to smoke? Let's smoke. We go outside. We needed some blunts, so we walk down to the Chinese store on Cherry and Marshall. So we go down there, you know what I mean, grab some shit, come back, and the whole time I'm not even thinking about the arm. You know, I cave up, like I said. So we get back, and she was like, you know how I roll? I was like, honestly, no. I said, I usually just put the weed in the mouth, you know what I mean, when I'm freaking. So she was like, all right, I'll roll it. And then she freaked them out for me, but she said she, you know, from Jersey, and they call it hyping or champing or some shit, some goofy shit she said to me other than freaking, what I'm used to. So I let her do it after she liked the blunt up. So now I'm smoking as she's freaking his mouth, and now I'm high. You know I'm high. I ain't hiding the shit. She go, so do you want to see my arm? And I'm like, yeah, you know, I do want to see your arm, you know what I'm saying? But not on like some funny shit. Like, prove me the fuck wrong. Show me you handicapped. No fucking lie. The way she brought her fucking arm up, like, that shit like a fucking chicken wing. You know what I'm saying? And I really did not see that shit. When I first met her, I was not intoxicated at all. I didn't have a drink, a drop of liquor. I didn't smoke. I don't do nothing else except smoke and drink liquor. You feel what I'm saying? I wasn't nowhere near intoxicated. I did not see this motherfucking chicken wing. I'm telling you. And that's how it was. Like, it was built like a chicken wing. It was thick up top, but it got skinnier as it, you know what I mean, as it, you know, to the elbow, from the elbow to the wrist and all that shit. And then, I don't know, but when she brought it up, plopped it on her leg, when she was sitting down, I said, oh, hell to the no. But in my mind, that's all I said. I ain't say that shit out loud. I said some immature shit like, oh my God, you're a Puerto Rican clock. You got one big arm, one little arm. At the time I said it, I thought it was funny to myself, so I laughed. She laughed too, but it was probably like one of those embarrassing laughs. But for the moment, it didn't bother me. You feel what I'm saying? I was just like, all right, whatever. As quick as I laughed at it, as quick as I was like, oh shit, wild at it, you know what I mean? I laughed, like, not because she's handicapped, but just the fact that, damn, you was wrong, and, you know. So we finished smoking, and I was like, yo, you touched my mouth though with your little hand. I said, I'm gonna have a big lip and a little lip. She like gave me one of the friendly taps, and she was laughing like she thought that shit was funny. That's fucking crazy. But anyway, we then go upstairs to my room, you know what I'm saying? We bypass all the extra shit. Go upstairs to the living room, or to my room. And man, she wanted to get busy. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie, I was high as hell, and I was like, fuck it, I just ain't gonna touch it. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of creeped out by like handicaps, no bullshit, certain kind. I guess I have to see it in order for me to be creeped out, depending on what it is, but certain things just creep me out, and it's just, you know, normal and shit. But she wanted to get busy, so I was like, fuck it. You know, we got down to it. You feel me? I was doing all that. And then there was two things that from this whole experience, after her showing me her arm and her hand, that like it fucked with me a little bit, because, you know, so she gave me head and she used the hand, but I don't know which hand she used, because the way she was using it, it wasn't like she had to use her whole hand. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't, I don't know, I can't explain that shit. I'm not gonna get into it, but that, Like, I opened my eyes. I said, oh shit, which hand is this? And I just was like really still. I wasn't even in the moment. Then the second time is when I was fucking laying there after we was done and all that. She laid on me and she's like laying on my chest. But there's a fucking hand like right at the bottom of my chin. You know where it's not touching you, but you can feel it? Yeah. It was a motherfucking hand there, and I just wasn't sure which one it was. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, hey, why don't you turn over and let me cuddle with you? Let me put my arms around you. And that's what the fuck I did. I cuddled with her ass, right? But when I cuddled with her, I made sure I put my arm over the arm that, you know, was dominantly there. So it was her left arm, I want to say. Because, yeah. So I had that shit locked down. I just didn't want that shit touching my face, you know what I'm saying? So, Sabrina, the next day, my other homie, she said she had to go home or whatever, so I was like, fuck it. We took her home and shit, and that was that. That was the last time I seen her. We still talk, though, after that. The crazy part about it is, after we, you know what I'm saying, we did our thing, she was like, I want you to be my man, this, that, and the third. So I was like, fuck it, I'm with it. You know, I didn't think it was gonna last long any fucking way, but I said, I'm with it. She in Jersey, I'm over here, so if she play me, I'm over here, so fuck it. It ain't gonna be like I'm gonna see this chick, you know, around the corner or some shit. We was talking, she one day called me and was like, yo, you down to make some money? I said, I mean, depending on what it is, yeah. She said, well, my brother wants me to drive down to GA with some keys. So I said, some keys? She said, some keys. I said, well, I don't really get down with that type of shit. You feel me? Like, I'm a square motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I don't dabble in that lifestyle. And she snapped on me. She's like, oh, you judging me, this, that, and the third. This my brother. I'll do anything for my brother. I love him, blah, blah. Oh, you know all that shit bitches be saying. And I was like, I'm not judging you. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, like, this the shit I don't do. You know, and this is part of it. I don't run drugs or none of that. I'm too scared. You feel me? As far as I don't want to get caught by the police. I don't want to go to jail type shit. So she got mad once again, hung up. You know, called me back, cussed me the fuck out, hung up, and then that was that. I let some time go by. I don't know how soon she was talking about going, but the next time I got a phone call, right, it was from Sabrina's phone, and she calls me and she's saying my name, and I'm like, yo, what's up? She's like, I'm in the bushes right now. I said, the bushes? She said, I'm in the bushes right now, and she's like, yeah, these motherfuckers is trying to shoot at us and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Where you at? And she's like, I'm in the bushes. You ain't hear me? She started like whispering, but she was cussing me the fuck out whispering. So I hung the fuck up, right? I said, this bitch she in the bushes. This bitch on drugs. That's how I was thinking. She's so dramatic, whatever. A little time passed by. I get another phone call. It's from Sabrina's phone. It's some nigga though. So I'm thinking like, oh man, I done fucked this nigga bitch, this, that, and third. He say, hello? This such and such? I say, yeah, it's him. Who's this? Yo, this her brother. This Sabrina brother. Yo, she got shot, dog. You need to come see your girl. You need to come be with your girl. And I'm like, what, motherfucker? She got shot? He said, yeah. I said, well, I told her ass, stop fucking around with them drugs, man. And he was like, what? You not gonna come be with your girl? I said, I told her, man, fuck that shit. And I said, the only thing I did was hit one time, partner. Fuck that bitch. I told her, you know what I mean? That's why I don't fuck with her. And I hung the phone up. But as I was hanging up, you know what I mean? You can hear him talking shit. I just closed that fucking phone like, fuck this nigga. You know what I mean? I don't know what happened to her. I never talked to her after that. So Sabrina, I mean, that ain't even your name. But if you're listening, if somebody knows a girl out there with a little arm and a little hand, chicken wing, you know, let her listen to this podcast. And if she remembers this shit, tell her to hit me up. or hit the podcast up. You know what I mean? Yo, I'm your man Vinny Mack. Yo, it's wild as shit. True stories. You know what I'm saying? Man, episode 2. Episode 3 gonna be another wild motherfucking story, man. Y'all just gotta bear with me. Tune in. Make sure y'all tune in, man. I'm telling you, I'm loving this shit. Damn You Wild podcast. Vinny Mack. I'm out.